Hey, part two. So a dog just wandered in our yard, and then my other dog's just gone for it. So in a good way, but he's chased it out. So I was just scared that something might happen because I don't know whose dog that was either. So part two. So going back to where we were about the excuses and reasons that we think of really valid, which they are, right? Because we all are struggling in so many ways, right? Especially mental health, mentally, physically, jobs, relationships, our body health at this age, at 50, 56, we're not getting away with it unscathed, right? There are things starting to happen that are going to be, hopefully we can prevent them and we can have a beautiful, healthy, long life. But if we ignore ourselves, we probably, the risks are higher. The risks are higher. There's no doubt about that, right? So having the routines and the structure to fit into your world, to fit into your life, to fit along how you do it. So rather than just being rigid and saying, well, I can't do that. I can't do those things because I'm tired, I'm busy, I'm got no money, I've got this, I've got that. Whatever the issue is, right? There is, honestly, I probably heard all of it and I understand all of it, and I've helped many women get past their own mindset, right? Because a lot of the time it is in our mind. It's the what if, or the embarrassment of it, or the humiliation. What if I can't do that thing? Fear of failure, fear of hurt. They don't trust in themselves. They don't trust that it'll be okay, that they can do it. And they don't have the belief because in the past it hasn't worked for them. They've tried everything, right? They've tried everything. They've, done things for a little while. Maybe it wasn't sustainable. Maybe it didn't suit them at the time. Or maybe they're looking back further than that, and what they used to do isn't working now. What they used to do doesn't fit them now, right? They can't do what they used to do. So therefore, again, we just give up and think, well, I can't do anything because I can't do that thing. But there is always a way. So finding those things that feel good for you, where you're listening to your body and you are listening to your intuition, and you're inspired, right? You're excited to try something different or do something different. So working out what's stopping you, and I can guarantee it'll be that underlying level of the guilt, the shame, the fear of failure, the identity, not being able to see that girl that does those things, not being able to find your spark again, because now you feel that you are too old, too slow, too tired, too busy, too stressed, whatever, right? Unmotivated, uninspired, an emotional eater, whatever. I'll just wait for that wind to disappear, which is whipped out of nowhere. And a lot of the time, if you tuned into day 2, which was yesterday, which is I am, that was the I am day. That was what did you think about you. So a lot of the time it could be the things that you're thinking about yourself, that you're not that girl that does those things. She doesn't go to yoga. She just eats this way because she can't stop eating, or she's an emotional eater because of this, or she can't do gym because she has a sore knee, or she can't go for a walk because whatever, right? No energy, not sleeping well, all the things that we have to work through as a person, right? As a human. And so not having that belief that anything is possible. And so I'm here to help you find what's possible, and not in the silly way, doing all the things. It's actually the opposite. It's what are the most important things that would help you right now? What do you need right now that's going to help you feel better, right? Is it going to bed earlier? Is it tuning out so you're less distracted of other people and staying off the comparison wheel and not comparing yourself to anyone anymore? Stop judging yourself. Stop doing things because you want people to be happy, but you're miserable yourself. What is it? What is that thing? Is it the baby steps that we can do? Have a plan that helps you get a structure, like a daily plan. So this moving forward group that I've put together this week, or this coaching, you will have one of the days that we're going to go through the daily plan, right? So you're going to have what I call the change formula, which is those things that you do every day to make your life better. So I get up, I have a glass of hot water with lemon juice in it, right? I go for a walk with the dog, I go outside, and the first thing I do is try and move and just wake up with the light, daylight, nature, right? You know, today I made porridge for breakfast, so I found that to be quite a nurturing thing. So the dopamine hit is that nurturing thing, right? The nurturing makes you feel good, right? That you're worthy, you're deserving of taken care of, right? So you make the nice porridge, you have a coffee, you enjoy that. There might have been chaos prior to that, before you got to look after yourself. If you've got family and you're getting everybody off to school or whatever you're doing, right? Maybe you just got no time, you've got to get to work. But there has to be something in it for you. There has to be some sort of nurture process that gives you that dopamine hit without the sugar and the wine and the food, fat food and the Netflix and the things that maybe make you feel good for a short while. We're kind of looking for what things make you feel good longer term, right? Make you feel good every day. That the routines that nurture that energy that you want, right? But again, if you don't believe you deserve it, don't believe that it's possible, don't believe that you're worthy of looking after, don't believe that you could be that woman that does the yoga or just goes for a walk or you know, gets off and gets enough sleep for herself, she gets off the phone scrolling. Yeah, so it's getting help around that thing. So by the end of the week, you will have, depending on what you did. So day one, I'll flick back to that, is the thing, right? The habit thing that you wish to change or add in, right? It doesn't have to be doom and gloom and everything needs fixing, because it doesn't. Sometimes we just need something better, right? Better to do than what we were doing. Or sometimes we might want to add more goodness into our world, right? And that might be reading more. It might be joining a class. It might be drinking more water. It might be getting some sunlight, right? It might be planning a holiday, changing career, having a hug with the family or the pet or whatever. So what is that thing that you need or that you want to change, right? If you've been feeling really low, it might be your vibe. You need to be inspired, right? Not motivated, inspired. Day two was, what do you think of you, right? I am lazy, overwhelmed, stressed, slow, tired, fat, old, useless, like whatever. And I'm not making this stuff up. This is what people say to me, right? So what we think every day, every waking moment about ourselves, the judgments, the comparisons, the putting down, the nasty talk, the lack of faith and belief in ourselves, right? The negative stuff, thinking about the worst case scenario, what if, all those things, they are going to give you a low energy. They're going to give you a low vibe. You're not going to be able to change a lot from a low energy point, right? We want to lift the energy, which means we need to change the way you think about yourself. And also trust yourself. Believe in yourself. Listen to your body. Listen to your intuition, right? So identifying those things, identifying the struggles. What are they? Are they the self-talk? So there's a lot happening in here. So day one is the thing. What is the habit you want to change, right? We're picking one thing. Whether you work on it for the week, for the year, for the month, it doesn't matter, right? Just pick one thing. And then from there, if you want to talk to me, send me a message. Tell me what that one thing is, and we'll work on it, right? Happy to help. Day two, what do I think about me? What is really going on? What's my speak like? What am I saying to myself? What are my thoughts? What am I actually doing? Because your thoughts affect your feelings, affect your behavior, right? So if it is negative, guess what? You're not going to have anything but negative behavior, right? Your actions will show, whether it be hiding away from the world, feeling invisible, feeling useless, feeling down, whatever, right? It's all going to be negative because there's nothing positive in that little patch that you're working in, right? So we just need to lift that up, even if it's just a little bit more, just a little bit better in thinking, right? In your thoughts. Day three, what's stopping you? Yes, time, money, structure, routine, family, work, busy, distracted, confused. What else could there be? Feeling self-loathing, self-worth, not feeling deserving, not feeling happy. But here's the thing that I believe, that if you are happy, if you're doing things that make you happy, right, you are more likely to make the nice meals, to move your body in a way that feels good, to listen to yourself, right? You're more likely to take care of yourself, right? That is like a massive change. Some Aussie, a massive change, right? So thinking that it's all possible, anything's possible. And when you're happier, you'll be more likely to do the things, right? To do the healthy things that make you feel healthy, that make you feel happy. So we do need to work. That is a little piece on its own, the joy and the happiness and the activities that make you feel good, right? So that's what I wanted to talk about today. And I hope that makes perfect sense to you, even though I had to run off and check on this dog situation. Have a think about what is stopping you. Is it the past experiences were bad? Is it the fact that you've tried many times and you just given up, right? Is it the fact that you've had people telling you that you're no good? What is that thing that's stopping you from moving forward? And there'll be reasons, but you'll have another layer underneath that needs to be kind of scratched away, because when you scratch that away, you'll see that there's more, right? And a lot of the time people will say, I always do it this way. That's what I've always done. Or I used to do this when I was 30 or I was 20, or I want to look back, I want to look at that. Well, I want to have that body, or I want to have, be happy like that. But really what we have to focus on is now. What do we want now? Where we're at now, where are we at now? What do we want? What is really going on for us? What can we change? What is easiest to change? So let's start with the easy things to get the quick wins in. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. I want you to think about that. If you need to send me a message or want to send me a message about what you think is stopping you, please do, or pop it into the private group that we're in. No one else is going to see that. If you want to talk about that in the group. And then if you want to go further with this, because tomorrow we're going to be, there's 2 more days, right? So we're going to go through your best day tomorrow, what that might look like, envisaging who she is, what she looks like, how she eats, how she feels, how she moves. What is that woman you wanted to work on becoming? I was going to say being, but becoming, right? So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Day 5 is the actual plan, which you will create. I've got some ideas in that plan that you might tweak them. You might only pick one. You might only pick one thing for a week or 2 weeks or a month, and you're going to work on that, right? So that's what I want you to do. So, and if you want any help after that, there's one-on-one sessions, which I'm open to, which are 60-minute one-on-one planning sessions, or there's a 3-session pack that gives you 6 weeks support. So these are VIP one-on-one, right? They're not expensive. I don't believe they are. Not for what you get, and includes all resources of anything that you need to work through or work on as well. And plus the plan, you'll get that on anyhow on Friday, right? We're working towards that. I hope that makes sense to you, because a lot of the time, like I said, the reasons that's stopping you is probably your belief that it's possible, belief in yourself, feeling that you're worthy, possibly your identity, what you think about you. You don't think that you are that person that can do that thing that you've tried many times and it hasn't worked for you. Or it's the fear of failure, the fear of embarrassment, fear of being seen. What if I can't do it? What if it's too hard and I'm failing again? Now, I've got to say there's no such thing as fail, right? We don't fail. We just move forward, right? We just move forward. We're learning, we're growing, we're moving forward the whole time. That's life, right? So you don't fail. You just decide that that's not working for you and you move on, right? And I can guarantee you, if you think you failed a diet, they don't work, right? They don't work. That's why no one's going to succeed at that if it's unsustainable, doesn't suit you, strict, restricted. Like our bodies are stacked to not succeed in that situation, right? That's how bodies work, right? We're designed, our body knows what to do. So if you're thinking your fear of failure or fear of failing because you couldn't stick to that diet or whatever, it was probably wrong for you in the first place, right? And most of the time they are, and their diets are by somebody selling a diet, right? So that's not how you want to live. You don't want to go on something and have to stick on it. And if you can't, and honestly, if you have to stick to something, then obviously that's not for you, right? It's not about sticking to something. That sounds awful. forcing yourself, going without, restricting. You know, if you've been following me for a long time, you already, or even for 1 minute, you'll know that I don't do diets. I don't believe in them. I believe in holistic daily practice, right? Daily health that you can do even on your worst day. That is the point. We're not here to go on diets. We're here to enjoy food. We're here to enjoy life, right? And to feel our best and to be our healthiest and happiest. And if that's not happening, then something's not right. Something's unbalanced, right? Something can be tweaked, moved, swapped, removed, added in, right? That's how we do it. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. If you've just joined this one, go back to part 1 because this is part 2 of that conversation. And then if you haven't caught up with the other day lives, check the stories because I did a little snippets on those just to briefly explain each day, and the actual live video which I'm recording, and it's in the group, right? So if you know someone that's struggling at the moment, needs some inspiration, needs some trust and belief in themselves, and needs to wants to be healthier, wants to be happier, let them know about this group, let them know about this challenge. Yeah, so I hope that's helpful. And we're moving forward today with baby steps. So what is that thing that you're working on this week, right? I hope it's also self-talk, because that goes hand in hand. You can't really change something while you've got negative self-talk going on telling you can't do it, or that's not worth it, or you're not worth it. Yeah, and then understanding and having the awareness of when you say you can't do something, where's that come from? What is that? What's causing that? And like I said, there's surface reasons, and they're all very valid and real, but underneath there's something bigger that I can help you understand if you like. If you would like to talk about that, feel free to do that and send me a message. Okay, guys, have a beautiful day.